Welcome back, Neptune Nation. This is Patrick, and we're going to talk about 7 ways to level up your dosing game. We're going to break this down into 7 levels of aquarium dosing mastery. Each layer is going to be designed to increase your stability and reliability of dosing, whether it's calcium, magnesium, or alkalinity, or any of the other trace elements into your aquarium. By the end of this video, you're going to have a complete, comprehensive strategy to prevent overdosing and keep your reef thriving. Let's get into it. So number 1 is simple. Look at your tank every day. I think a lot of people get into this mindset that they're going to control everything or they're into the equipment, and what ends up happening is that they're ignoring the actual animals inside of the aquarium. The whole point of this is to keep those animals happy. The stronger relationship you can have with your coral, with your fish, with everything inside of your tank, the more accurate you're going to be with your responses to whatever's happening, and the earlier you're going to see signs of problems. The second level of this game is measure. So there's physical parameters in your aquarium that you're going to measure, like temperature, and then there's chemical parameters like pH or ORP, and we even go into the elements inside of your aquarium like calcium and magnesium, nitrate and phosphate, or the alkalinity of your tank. So you can measure all of these parameters with standard test kits that you can buy, or you can semi-automate them with something like your HANA checkers. The Trident system with ACM or Trident NP is going to allow you to measure your calcium, magnesium, alkalinity, nitrate and phosphate in an automated way. This automated method gives you a lot of reliability and allows you to see problems more quickly and take action before things go wrong. By measuring your parameters either on a weekly basis with your normal maintenance routine, or if you're automated and measuring these things on a daily basis, you're going to reduce the risk of doing something to your aquarium or something happening outside of your control. Also, make it a habit to review these measurements often. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I pull out my phone and scroll up just to see how things are going. But looking at these parameters every day is what's going to give you the ability to take action quickly. So level 3 is pretty simple. Right size your dosing container. If something were to go wrong with your dosing pump, or like me, I've done this before, actually left my dosing pump in the on state, I look at it like this. I only put as much calcium, magnesium, and alkalinity supplement inside of my dosing container to last 1 week. When I do my weekly maintenance, I fill them back up. But if something were to go wrong and it were to dump the full amount of the container into the tank, the volume is right so that it's not going to create a disaster. So this is a simple step that you can take. It's going to cost you no money. It's going to be able to create a nice layer of insulation that's going to minimize the risk of dosing in an automated fashion into your aquarium. Generally, people are too lazy to go out and pick up a dropper and drop magnesium, calcium, whatever you want to put into your tank on a daily basis. So creating an automated system using the dose or any other dosing pump on the market is a good idea. It removes the element of missed dosing due to your schedule or whatever busy thing you're doing, kids, what have you. And it gives you some reliability to have consistent results inside of your aquarium. So whether you're pushing calcium, alkalinity, magnesium, the dose or a similar dosing pump is going to give you an advantage in stability. Level 4 for dosing mastery is to set up alarms. Creating simple alarms inside of your Apex system to notify you if things are going wrong is a really big advantage. So this can be as simple as something like temperature, or you can go as detailed as alkalinity and calcium. So for example, I use Kalkwasser in my tank. Personally, I don't use it specifically as controlled by a top-off valve. I like to use it as a dosed supplement. So today I'm dosing 2,000 milliliters of Kalkwasser into my tank. Now, if my Trident were to signify and show me that my calcium level was going too high, I'm going to send myself a notification. In fact, that notification is going to allow me to take action to change either my dosing volume or see if there's something wrong with the system. This brings me to level 5. Level 5 is to take the measurements that you've already had, create those alerts, and then take action within your Apex system to control a system to prevent problems from happening or to stop a problem while it's happening. So in the example of a dosing pump that maybe was left in the on state. Now, if we're dosing sodium bicarbonate, you're not going to have a spike in pH. Sodium bicarbonate is only going to increase the alkalinity of your tank. Now, if you're using the Trident and you've got a notification that happens, let's say your alkalinity is normally 8.5, and you set an alarm that if it's 9.5 or above, send me a notification. You could also set up your system in such a way that when it hits 9.5, you're going to stop the alkalinity supplements in whatever methodology you're using, whether that's kalkwasser, whether that's sodium bicarbonate, soda ash. You can shut those systems down and say, hey, let me take a look at what's going on and assess the situation. And from there, you can create another layer of security and another layer of protection into your aquarium. Level 6 of dosing mastery is to create redundancy in your system. If you've gone through level 1 through 5 here, you're doing pretty dang well. But if you get to level 6, you are truly taking steps to protect your aquarium. You're truly creating that space shuttle type of environment where you've got multiple redundancies, ensuring that you're going to have fallbacks if something were to go totally sideways. So level 6, you're going to actually have the ability within your Neptune system to use the EB832, which controls outlets, or something like a solenoid valve. So creating a system in which if a device were malfunctioning, just to shut power down to that device altogether, or in the case of a dosing pump, being able to cut off the source of the component, whether it's kalkwasser or whatever, to have a double redundancy or even triple redundancy. Level 7 of dosing mastery is to test your contingency plans. A lot of times when you look at a system, it looks like it's functioning correctly, but maybe there's a missing piece. This is simple like battery backup testing. Pull the power of your aquarium and make sure the battery backups kick back on. So this is a scenario where going through and just being very mindful to test your scenarios, to test your setup. There's a lot of different possibilities of what can happen. And going through and being mindful and validating your assumptions here is going to be really critical. Another method you might use to test your aquarium would be to just go through and actually watch your aquarium dose or measure and calibrate your dosing pumps. Sometimes there might be a small leak inside of a pump or one of the components causing it to dose less than you think it's dosing, or might even cause a clog in a line. So just going through and doing a sanity check to validate that what you think is coming out of your system is coming out is a huge benefit to really protect the system. All right, let's recap here the 7 strategies for mastering and dosing. For 1, the daily check of your tank. Look at your tank, look at your inhabitants, are they happy? 2, measure your parameters. If you go through and whether you're measuring them in an automated way or manually, measuring your parameters is going to give you a huge advantage. Number 3, right size your containers. This is a simple step that everybody should consider because if you're dosing a particular element and something goes wrong, it's a fallback that's going to ensure that you don't crash your tank. Level 4, set up alarms. Your Apex system is set up to give you an advantage. As soon as you know something's out of whack, you can go in and take a look and have a sanity check to make sure everything's operating as you expect. Level 5, build safety automations. The Apex system is unique in its ability to be able to take action for you when you're not there to take action yourself. Level 6, this is getting up there. Create redundancies in your system. You can hook up your dosing pump to the EB832 or other control outlets. You can even use a solenoid valve to be double sure that you're not dosing or you're dosing in a particular scenario. Level 7 is test your system. Regularly spot check. Be that raptor in Jurassic Park, testing the fence. If you implement this 7 levels of dosing, you're going to be way ahead of the game. You're going to enhance the chances of your success as a reef aquarist, and you're going to have more success in your reefing journey. Thanks a lot for watching and happy reefing.